the guy's head or something. Well, that means he attacks faster, because he doesn't know what's going on. So, uprooting of the trees, which pretty much means, it's GG. If you look at that Ancient of Lore, it's still got fortified armor, even though it's uprooted. Which, as you know, back then, the trees kept the same armor. Oh, CrazyJim quits! Crazyassassin is gonna have to say GG. He's not the smartest guy out there, He's gonna have to quit. I'm sure he was just talking shit at the time. I find that interesting, and I think that you're a fucking faggot and should shut the fuck up, and things like that, because that was before they worked together at Warcraft Strategies. So, Tillerman and Lordhelmet, I don't know exactly how the experience in the ladder and everything worked back then, so who knows how much they moved up, but I think at one time they were #1 also. But if you listen to this interview that I'm about to put here, you can read along with the text. I'll put it somewhere. If you're watching on a WCR replays, I'll put it in the zip file. If you're watching on YouTube, I guess I'll put a link to it in the info section. So, this is Downwhere, and I hope you enjoyed this Back to the Future audio. So, now we're going to play this awesome thing. It's 8 minutes long. If you don't want to listen to the whole thing, I can't blame you. Hey, but you might find it interesting, because I thought it was funny. So, here we go.
This is Club Balla, and it's time for a Gosu interview with Crazyassassin for WarcraftRoleplayers.com. Welcome, and thanks for agreeing to this interview. First off, I'm sure our visitors would like to know a little bit about you, so anything you feel comfortable sharing about your name, age, location, etc., please do.
My name is Mike Templar, I'm 18 years old, and I live in Oregon.
What gateway do you normally play on? Have you considered playing on other gateways, or have you played on others in the past?
I normally play on West, though I've played a little bit of East. Other gateways lag too much for me.
What type of games do you prefer to play, since you have at one time or another held #1 in all game types on Lordaeron? What offers the most challenge for you, and what is the most fun to play?
The most fun to play is 2 versus 2 AT, though good partners are required for it to be enjoyed. 1 versus 1 is also very fun, though I wouldn't say any are very challenging.
What made you choose the name Assassin, and when did you join Clan Crazy?
I have used the handle Assassin for a great many years, probably about 6. I personally think it's a fantastic name, though a lot of people use it. It defines how I play the game well. I joined Clan Crazy because during the beta, me and Jim became very good friends, getting both #1 and #2 in AT.
What's the current state of Clan Crazy? I noticed the channel Lordaeron is defunct, and no one besides you is hardly ever online playing games.
Our channel fell apart because I could no longer host the bots once I went to college, and basically newbies and assholes flooded the channel. As of right now, as far as I know, Clan Crazy exists, just not many other members actually play very much.
Do you still talk to CrazyJim, and what game is he now playing 20 hours a day?
Jim doesn't play 20 hours a day, ass boy, and yes, I still talk to him. I'm not sure what game he's moving on to next, but it would probably be an MMORPG, since a lot of good MMORPGs are coming out soon.
Can you elaborate on how assassin.warcraftrealplays.com came to be, and what exactly is that offers to players? Why would someone join your site?
Basically, this all came about because of my extreme disgust with replays in general, and I figured Blizzard would never remove them, despite my frequent requests. Basically, my site offers the chance to get better at Warcraft 3 directly by my help. This is possible through replay chat sessions, as well as personal training time. The reason someone would join my site would be one of 2 reasons. Most likely a combination of both, though. Mainly to become a better player, through my expertise at the game of Warcraft, and direct involvement with my members via chat sessions, among other things. Also, access to a tremendous amount of replays directly. Quite simply, hundreds of them are at my members' fingertips, instead of the handful at other sites like WarcraftReplays.com. Also, they on some level probably join for entertainment value of seeing something no other website has to offer. Replays of me against other high-level gamers.
Let's go back. Can you elaborate on why exactly you have a disgust for replays in general? How would opening a site about replays be something a person with disgust for replays would want to do?
My disgust from replays comes from the fact that in StarCraft they are designed for the community to police itself, and its problems with cheating. At Warcraft 3's release, there were no cheats, and hence no need for replays. Basically, all they did was give away good player strategies, and since I invented a ton of the strategies which I know used at the game's release, people ripped off my strategies like a Kmart during the Los Angeles riots. When you cannot get rid of something, the least you can do is make it worthwhile. Most people watch replays but learn very little. My members, on the other hand, have the ability to learn far more than most people do from replays.
Let's be honest with everyone here. The only reason that you're actually going through all this trouble to provide such great strategy discussion replays with your members is to make money, correct? People seem to think that you are running all the way to the bank, and although I know you cannot release exact figures, is it safe to say that you are barely scraping by as a poor college student, even with the minimal extra income you earn from the site?
Yes, I am a poor college student, and without money, of course, it wouldn't be worth my time to create such a site. Quite simply, the money does aid me greatly in paying for college, and it allows me to do something I enjoy. Play video games.
No new Bentleys, though?
Balla, did you take your dumb shit pills this morning? Because that's the only conclusion I could come up with for you having that question.
LOL! Anyways, what are your Warcraft 3 accomplishments? Ladder, tournaments, and other ways?
Ladder, number 1 in 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4 at the same time as number 1 in RT. I was also the first player to achieve both 250 and 500 win icons in the world. At the time, I also had number 2 in 2v2 and 3v3, which means I had 6 of the 7 number 1 and number 2 ranks possible. As for tournaments, I have yet to win a tournament, and have entered about 5. I was in the semifinals at the Warcraft 3 beta tourney, as well as number 3 in Scourge in the World $2,000 tournament. I also hold the achievement for having a riled ex, a famous shit-talking homo, who I quote said, "You are superior to me at a computer game."
LOL! You are famous for your night off play, but ever since you opened AssassinsWarcraftOnlyPlays.com, you have been playing random on AssassinWR.com. How has the switch been for you, and what matchups are really your weaknesses in random?
The switch is incredibly easy. All it required was practice and some of the matchups I had little experience in. This game is rather simple, and there is not really any in-depth strategies you have to learn for other races. My worst matchup is by far Orc versus Orc, and it has nothing to do with complexities. I just find the matchup incredibly boring with very little choices, so I always get lazy in Orc versus Orc games and usually end up losing because of lack of effort. I mean, it's arguable in some matchups you have some choices, but I think in Night Elf versus Night Elf you have far more choices than in Orc versus Orc.
What are the biggest things that you feel need to be changed for 1.05? Do you think we will see 1.05 anytime soon?
I hope we see 1.05 soon. The game becomes worse every day. The biggest changes, I think, are to reduce the fucking luck factor. This can easily be done by balancing the items. A few months ago, CrazyJim posted on the BNet forums a great list of how to fix the items. I think if those changes were made, then the game would be twice as good, especially at the higher level of gameplay. Another way to fix items is to make it so you can select the item you want via tokens. Basically pick up certain level tokens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. You then click on the token and then choose the item you want, and it appears in your inventory. Also, certain balance changes have to be made. The most prevalent in my mind is spellcaster damage, Black Citadel, and Ancient. Certain spells also have to be changed in my mind, but if the other changes I listed above were done, I would be very satisfied.
Your style of play, especially with Night Elf, tends to be very aggressive, and it is almost centered around good harassment. Why do you choose to play this way, and what advantages and disadvantages do you feel this poses for you?
It's a severe disadvantage playing like this, with the game basically centered around creeping. The choice I make of not creeping very much is the one that puts me at a disadvantage. The only advantage is it allows me to remain sane, because if I play this game like most people, where I creep for 20 minutes and battle my opponent, I would probably go insane.
What are your favorite maps, and what do you think of map imbalances, favoritism, especially in tournaments? What maps are good for what races?
Lost Temple is the fairest map, which gives all races an equal opportunity. I think maps that are not fair are ones like Tranquil Pass, where wrestling is impossible. I also think that Scorched Basin is a pretty fair map, but not for the way most people play. Fast tank and bunker in while creeping with a small force. So they perceive it as unfair because of the strategy they chose to use.
In your opinion, who are the best players in this game at the moment? Are there any players you feel are severely underrated or overrated?
I can only speak for players I've personally played. I think the players who compete with me are Tillerman, and Kane the Feared competes in tournaments, but I can kick his ass any day I want. I think a tremendous amount of players are overrated, especially those that just get level 25, and for some reason are considered good. Considering I can get like 25 levels in one day if I want, it's not all that hard of a task.
Since you've recently taken the #1 spot from Rex J. Young, have you considered getting your AssassinWR.com to #2 as a random player? Do you think this is something you might try soon?
If I'm bored, sure. I really don't concern myself with ladder ranks much. When I first got the #1 and everything, I really enjoyed doing that, but now it's just kind of repetitive. I held #1 ranks in so many different ladders for so long it's not special.
What do you think of some of the most important tips you can give to a player who's trying to become better at this game?
I think players should only concern themselves with themselves. Too many times, players who want to become good, or delude themselves into thinking they're good, get involved in chatcraft stupidity on who is the best and how good players are from replays and all the other stupid shit that goes along with Battle.net. If you want to become better, don't concern yourself with your ratio, concern yourself with how and why you lost. Also, don't piss away time doing stupid shit like chatting on forums and who is the best and why, or in popular channels waiting for top players to come around. Concern yourself with how you play the game and how you want to improve. If you're going to waste the time to play the game, at least be good at it. There's no excuse for sucking at a game. You can say all you want about how you don't care and how you don't have time. Simple fact is if you play 15 games a month, you should improve. Also, I don't think playing 1,000 games will make you better. I guarantee you, I am not any better than I was when this game was first launched.
Any closing thoughts?
I'd like to thank the people that have helped me gain from this game, like the good folks at Warcraft Strategy, even though I no longer work for them. I also want to thank the people who host money with tournaments, so good players like myself can make money off this game, like Warcraft Replays, Warcraft Strategy, and MFO. Finally, I want to thank Blizzard for producing this game, for if I did not have Warcraft 3, I wouldn't be making money.
Thank you for taking the time to do this interview with us, even though you have to because I own your soul. I own your soul.